All right, what up, Tal, man? I finally got a hold of you, man. We playing phone tag for a minute.
Yeah, I was ripping and running, man.
Yeah, yeah,
But
but obviously the news of the day yesterday, I'll bring it up. I was working out, man, and it hit me because I get y'all notifications when you upload videos, and I saw the title and I looked at it and I was like, damn. And then so I literally was on my mind and I couldn't finish my workout. So I got in my car and I started driving and I had to pull over. Man, that shit would just bother me to the core. That Golden Boy, well, when I first looked at it, I thought it was the Golden Boy PR guy, but ended up being the news reporter. But in my head, it doesn't matter because he entertained the idea and didn't shut it down. You know what I mean? Like the goal was to try and destroy Al Heyman, and it was just blasphemous. What was your how did you hear about it and what was your take on it?
well, I heard about it through 78. Then I looked online myself, and then this article came out. Now they're saying, now what's the story about this? Now the PR person is saying he didn't say it. A news
Well,
reporter is
in
saying
the
it.
in the emails, it's coming from the the uh, um, the news reporter. But what I believe is there has to be some level of comfort in order for this to actually happen. I can't walk up to a random person and be like, "Hey, you know that nigga over there? You know that cracker over there?" I can't. It has to be a relationship established prior to him saying the things that he said. And once we get the full dialogue and conversation, I'm sure he said some inflammatory things as well. But he's just as guilty as the reporter.
Let me explain something to you. And where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yep.
And obviously, they didn't say something like this of this magnitude before,
Yep.
because I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't trust Oscar De La Hoya. I don't trust anybody that's affiliated with Golden Boy, because I've heard various stories about Golden Boy anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that if you go to their office, they don't have the office. I don't even know where it is. They don't even really have no black people working in the office.
Mm-hmm.
So this doesn't surprise me. And then plus, I made a video a while back where I was expressing my concern, and basically where I had to put my true thoughts on the whole tension that's been going on between, in particularly the Mexican community and the black community. I had to let it hang because I was very mad about what happened with that Donald Trump being elected president, but then all of a sudden you heard some of these Hispanic people talk about, oh, well, black and brown, we need to unite and fight against Donald Trump. And I was like, okay, so now we allies.
Mm.
So I had to put that out because I had to basically express the history of Mexican and black relationships, especially in LA, because I done been to LA before. Used to go to LA a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I know what's going on out there. So I had to, basically bring up everything for what was happening with those gangs out there that was killing black people, and most of them wasn't even gang members.
Yeah.
And I had to put that out there because Oscar's from East LA.
Yep.
So those guys don't hang around black people.
Mm.
And then the thing is, of course, when a guy like me puts out the truth and tells his perspective of what's going on, of course, people want to play dumb and say, "Oh, well, you're exaggerating." No, I'm not exaggerating. And I'm gonna tell you something. I believe Oscar talks like that. And just because he has a token and a figurehead in Bernard Hopkins, and by the way, Bernard Hopkins needs to address this issue soon as possible before people really in the black community turn against him, because you have to ask yourself, why are you working with people that has this type of views about your race and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the problem. We got to start talking about this stuff, and we got to stop being silent and stuff. Because I believe those dudes been talking like that on a regular basis. Because how could you feel comfortable with calling somebody a nigger and a black Hitler? And anyway, what the fuck is a black Hitler? I'm trying to figure, when have you ever heard of a black person, having a Holocaust against millions of millions of people? So I'm trying to figure out, when did that ever happen? I can't say we ever did that, but it sure happened to us. So with slavery and various other things. So I'm trying to figure out, where did that come from? So obviously somebody that's affiliated with Golden Boy has at least been talking about black people and referring to Al Heyman as a nigger. And the thing is, as usual, the media doesn't want to cover this because, of course, it's an issue where possibly black people are being disrespected. But I can guarantee you, if it was the other way around, if we had said something or possibly done something that would have came across as politically incorrect or having to do with somebody getting beat up or whatever, then here come the press. Oh, see how these guys are and all this stuff. Oh, what led to this? But then this is the problem. Whenever we're the victim, then it gets swept under the rug. But when we're the perpetrator, it's everywhere. And that's the fucking problem that I have. And Oscar needs to address this. People in his camp need to address this and start talking about, like, hey, we're not like that. We would never affiliate with people that talk like that. But no, of course, people are, twiddling their thumbs and they're being quiet. And that's the fucking problem I have with this shit, brother.
Yeah, and I'm excited to go to the Chavez Canelo press conference because I'm definitely gonna ask the question, and I just can't wait to see them shaking in their boots when they have to answer my question, because this is just disgusting, and it's funny because I was telling them other videos. I've never thought to even say that. You know what I mean? Like people always accuse us of being racist and pro-black. I've never thought of calling someone a Mexican Hitler. Never in my life have I even thought of that term. You know what I mean? And it's just disgraceful. And I applaud all of us for actually holding their hand to the fire, and hopefully we'll get some solution real soon. So. I'm grossly disappointed though,
Well, see, that's the problem. The reason why a lot of people attack me, even you, and other people, other various channels, is because we put out there what should be talked about. And I'm, like I said, I'm fair to everybody. I didn't call out. See, it's obviously people don't watch my channel because I didn't call out everybody.
Well, we all have.
I mean, yeah. So. How is it that I just rip on non-blacks? I done ripped on blacks. I done ripped on whites. I done ripped on Hispanics. Everybody gets it on my channel. If I see something that's out of pocket, I call people on it. And that's pretty much it. I guess people didn't remember the video I put out last year when I called R. Kelly out for saying that despicable shit where he said he had a crush on his mother.
Oh.
So, and he wanted to get with his mama. So, but, people forgot about that. So I call shit right down the middle. The thing is, people have this notion with black people that that it's still 1955 where we just supposed to be quiet, don't say nothing, don't ask no questions. See, the thing is, white America in some cases still have that mentality with black people. You know what I'm saying? Don't ask us any questions, just be quiet. And I'm sorry, this is 2017 and shit is different now. We asking questions now. And if you don't want to answer questions, we gonna ask the questions ourselves. That's why I'm glad they have outlets like YouTube and stuff. To where we can ask these questions and put these questions out here, because a lot of times people just don't want to hear the truth. And people want to pretend shit is not the same. That people want to pretend that racism is over and that everybody is getting along, and that is far from the case. A lot of times people like to pretend that they cool with people when they really not. And see, now what's going on, you got people saying shit and now just saying shit that they ain't supposed to say, and then when it gets out, then all of a sudden they being quiet. But I've said this before, but now the truth is out about Al Heyman. A lot of people have some issue with Al Heyman because I don't know whether it's because he doesn't talk to the media, but for some reason Al Heyman strikes fear.
You know what it is. It's Barbershop Conversations. Hit the subscribe and the like button today.